What's up, everyone, and welcome to this Bitcoin market update, and a special one at that, as we are at a new all-time high. Congratulations to the Bitcoin bulls. And as always, in this market update, you'll be able to learn where Bitcoin might be moving next, as well as learn technical analysis. So let's start off here on the monthly time frame. Currently, right now, we're running into the R3 pivot that we've been talking about, is the major resistance zone. You can see the prices reacting to this level, with some selling pressure on this rise in price, as it is right around 63.1. Well, it depends on where you're kind of looking, but it's right around 63.170, right around there. So we'll see how this monthly candle shapes out. We have 17 days left. I think that we're going to go above this R3 and should push up pretty significantly. Let's go down to the weekly time frame. This area now is starting to look like a consolidation range. We've been talking about this bullish pattern, and we have our high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high once again. So we'll see if we can get a couple weekly candle closes above this high to establish this as a support zone. Right now, we are seeing the Ichimoku cloud on the weekly time frame start to trend upwards once again. Not trend, but just curl upwards a little bit here as we start to break out. Now, one interesting thing that I saw on the RSI is potentially like the makings of a what we would call a falling wedge pattern. And a falling wedge pattern is a bullish pattern where the price is consolidating in between two descending trend lines, and then eventually, once it breaks above the trend line that would connect both of these highs down, then it is breaking out for some bullish price action. So we'll see if we end up continuing to go higher. I have been bullish for quite some time. If you've been following this channel, you've been hearing me talk about the bullish price action in this range for quite some time. This gray zone that we were talking about here has played out absolutely perfectly and is really providing a fantastic profitable trade here since the entry down here that we talked about. We talked about this trade, believe it or not, since back here on March 25th, and we pushed right through this. And as soon as we pushed right through this, I said, if we get a retest of this gray zone, I'm going long with my stop loss below. We got an absolutely perfect touch of that level, and subsequently have experienced about a almost 14% appreciation in price. And if you'd like to see calls like this, you can join our global Telegram channel in the description below, where I share different calls like this for free. Obviously, nothing is financial advice, and it's for educational purposes only. But that is where you can follow along with the trades that I'm personally making. So that was one of the trades that I was looking at making and took. And then, if we look at where are the targets, so what people care about now is where are the targets for where we're going next. We're at an all-time high. Are we done? Is this the end of it? Is this the top, or do we have a ways to go? If we look at a couple different patterns, the first one is this inverse head and shoulders pattern right here. We've been talking about this in the past videos. If we take our measurement from the head up to the neckline, that's about $9,800. If we pull $9,800 up, we're going to get approximately where this green line is, which is right around 69.9. And so that's where my main target to sell my Bitcoin is at. If we take away the inverse head and shoulders and we say, all right, you know what? Let's look at something else. Let's not look at the inverse head and shoulders. Let's look at a different, pattern. Okay, great. Let's look at this ascending triangle pattern. So this is where we are getting a, let's line this up here. This is where we are seeing a, it's not going to be exact. I don't really care if it's exact. but we're seeing this ascending triangle pattern with a flat horizontal resistance that we pushed into once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and then we pushed above it here. And then you can see we're making a series of higher lows. And so this is where price is consolidating before a subsequent push higher. You can see today we're getting that increase in bull volume that we need to see for this pattern to be valid. And we are pushing up at a significant rate. The target for this pattern is taken from the bottom of the lowest low up to the horizontal resistance, which is about 17,000. So if you were bullish with the 69K target, then you're going to be really liking this target. If we pull this up to 17,000, that is roughly 77K. So that is a tremendous appreciation in price. If we were to actually go up from where we are now up to 77K, that would be about 22% increase. So, where are our main resistance levels on this rise in price if we do end up seeing that on the daily time frame? If we pull up our trusty pivots indicator, here we can see that the R1 pivot is right up here at about 65.5. That's our next main resistance if we push past that weekly pivot that we're currently operating on, which is right around 63,190. That's going to be our next resistance level. After that is going to be that measured move from the inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is going to take us up to about 69.9 or roughly probably 70K. And then after that is the R2 pivot here, which is up here at about 62K. And then if we look at the weekly, I just want to make sure there's nothing on the weekly. The next weekly one is up here at about 80K. So that daily one would be our next one. I'm sorry, not our daily pattern, the ascending triangle pattern would be what we're looking for, up at about 77K. Let's go down to the lower term timeframes and talk about a couple entries that I've been talking about on the Telegram channel. This is a very nice series of events if you are following the trades that I've been making. We talked about this entry right here, which is this white candle, which is the same exact pattern as we saw with that daily, where we got that downtrend. We are trending downwards, and it should have been resistance right here, but we pushed right through it and closed above. And then when we retested it right here, it acted as strong support. This is the same exact thing right here, same exact setup. We talked about this in the videos too, I believe, as well. We had our high, low, lower high, lower low. And then when we went into this zone, we did not reject off of it. We pushed right through it and closed above it, retested this zone, and then boom, we're off to the races. And so we're still off to the races now. But then subsequently, we had another entry that I talked about on the Telegram channel, and this is another trade that I took, and this was the hidden bullish divergence. So this is where we're seeing a higher low in price. Right here we have a low, here we have another low, and you can see on the RSI that this is a lower low. This is signifying a lower low, but price is saying, no, we're still bullish. Like, this is a much higher low than this one. So we're gaining strength on this drive down in price than we were on this drive down in price. And so you can see I called this entry right around here at 60,300, and that subsequently has been a very nice trade as well. So ultimately, you can see that the price action right now is currently trying to, the bears are trying to sell. People are selling at this weekly pivot level, and we'll see if we end up holding here for the daily time frame and seeing if we push down on like the lower term time frames in the short term. The places where I'm looking to make an entry, if we don't end up closing like a bullish candle on this 4-hour candle here, and we end up coming down on this entire rise in price, I am going to 1000% be looking to bid the 4-hour Kijun. So wherever that 4-hour Kijun is where I'm going to be bidding if we get a drawdown in price. The other area to bid on if we end up, that I'm going to be bidding on, is this this gray zone right here, and this was this zone right here that we tested multiple times, and we finally pushed through. So after we pushed through this zone and we closed with convincing volume and convincing bullishness, this gray block is now going to be support if we retest it. But the other thing is we might not get all the way to there because we might just test this all-time high level, which is right around where these wicks are, and then go up from there. So if we start to come down in the 4-hour time frame, I'll be looking to bid the all-time high level, the previous all-time high level, right around here on the top of the body of the candle, which is right around 61.5. And then if we go a little bit lower, the 60,580 level roughly, and then that will ultimately be targeting the daily levels here. So the daily pivot, the R1 at minimum, and then the 69.9 level subsequent to that. And then maybe I'll hold, maybe I'll hold a little bag of BTC just in case we do end up going to that 77K level, which would be pretty significant ways off from the 69K level. So all in all, very, very bullish here for Bitcoin. If we look at the Ichimoku cloud, this is, I talked about this over here in this range. Ichimoku cloud looking absolutely beautiful for continuation with this TK cross above the cloud right here, and the cloud being green, and we are setting up nicely. If we look at, the last time that this happened, every time we get this pattern where we're green cloud Tenkan above the Kijun and price above the Tenkan and Kijun, like right here, we end up going off for a crazy run. We flip back bearish, we flip back bullish here, another crazy run up. We flip back bearish right here, flip back bullish, and then another run up right here. And so right now, this is just the beginning. In my opinion, this is just the beginning. And so I will, I still have some of my Bitcoin, and I'm still waiting for this to continue to trend higher. It might need some lower time frame consolidation on the way up. It certainly will over time. It's not just going to shoot up to 77K, in my opinion, but anything's possible when you get to all-time high territory. But that is ultimately what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin, bidding on the 4-hour Kijun, the gray level here, or the previous all-time high up here at about 61.9 if we end up getting down to that level. And yeah, so that's what I'm waiting for right now. I hope that was helpful for you. If you like this video, give it a like down below. Like this for all-time highs, and subscribe for future updates on Bitcoin as well as educational content around cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And until next time, onward and upward.